Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I am the Brofix One AJ, and thank you for joining me today on this Thursday, May 19th, 2022. Wow, a lot going on in the sports world today, Degens. Holy shit. First of all, waking up from an awesome night of playoff basketball and hockey. We'll dive into that in a bit. Actually hitting a bet on baseball yesterday. That's always fun. And, yesterday Noah and I dived into the PGA Championship. I will do a live deep dive into that, seeing where our boy John Daly's at, if Tigers teed off yet, and what to look forward to for the rest of the weekend. But this has got to be talked about and then we'll also talk about the crypto market and if it's in the shitter, if we're looking better, and how the outlook for the weekend so far is looking. But the weirdest, okay, bro. So I woke up this morning and I see some stuff about Alabama and Nick Saban on Twitter and the NIL, and I kind of brush it off because thinking, who gives a shit? NIL is such a clusterfuck right now. There's no reason to talk about it anymore. These organizations are going to go ahead and pay these players however much they want to play, lure them in from the transfer portal and everything, and just do what they want to do. And that's fine if that's how the NIL is going to go off and everything. But, Nick Saban took the stage last night. I don't really understand what the context of it was. I've just seen the video. And he essentially goes off about these schools. He specifically targets Deion Sanders at Jacksonville State and Jimbo Fisher of Texas A&M, mentioning how a D1 level player was playing at Jacksonville State essentially for $400,000 a year. And, he could have been at Bama, he could have been at A&M or anywhere like that. But then also referring to other schools for having sketchy practices and stuff and saying that it's unfair to Alabama because they keep it clean and they be doing everything right. As long as I've been a college sports fan, as long as I've followed college football, as long as I've heard about Alabama, I've always assumed, I think like everybody, that these players were getting McDonald's bags full of money. It just seems like the kind of thing it is. How does Bama, yes, once you get that type of reputation and that level of dominance for so long, yeah, don't get me wrong, the best of the best are going to want to go play for Bama regardless, but at some point, if, Jimbo Fishers or the LSUs or the Coach O's of the world, they're offering me, McDonald's bag full of money. I'm going to go to that school over Alabama. Fuck a championship. I'm still going to go to the NFL, right? I'm still going to go to the NFL regardless. I'll play on a good team. We may win the championship. We may not. It's a toss-up. Now, Jimbo Fisher had the reaction of reactions today after what Nick Saban had to say. After Nick Saban directly attacking A&M, after directly attacking Jimbo Fisher and their recruiting practices, Jimbo Fisher essentially came out. Please go watch the interview if you can. It's all over Twitter, all over ESPN. Go watch it. I don't know if I can show it because I don't want to get taken down, so I'm not going to show it until I get that ruling. But Jimbo goes off, and he's like, this is despicable. Not only is Nick Saban attacking 17-year-old children, which is how old these kids are typically who are signing these NIL deals, especially coming in as freshmen and everything, and their families, and attacking their dishonesty and blah, 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 and then attacking these institutions like A&M and the staff and everyone in there, just saying they're doing everything wrong. Jimbo was talking like a man with conviction. Looking at the way he was speaking, I believe he believes that there is no funny business going on at A&M. Whether they keep him in the shadow or not is not something I'm going to speculate on because I'm cynical when it comes to college football. I assume everyone is getting paid some amount of money to be doing something. With that being said, I don't think Nick Saban was necessarily referring to these freshmen coming in or anything like that. I think he was more referring to these transfer portal players. Yes, he took a shot at Deion signing that freshman to come over to Jacksonville State. But hey, at the end of the day, he did play Deion's position, so he's going to want to learn from the best in that position, right? That'd be like Tom Brady going to coach somewhere at a D3 school, and the number one prospect in the world wants to go train with him. I mean, it just fucking makes sense. At the end of the day, this is much about nothing. If anything, it makes the A&M and Alabama game a little bit more interesting. Let's be real, though. It is my belief that all these college coaches are dirty. They get paid way too much money to not be spreading around some of that wealth, and these boosters put in way too much money to have these programs be absolute shit. It's kind of like the conversation with NFL owners. You know, they go to these black tie events with these billionaires and everything, and their billionaire friends shit talk them because they own the Jets and the Jets suck, or they own the Lions and the Lions haven't been to the playoffs in however many years. And those people have egos, and those boosters are probably the same way. Oh, hey, our school kicked your school's ass this year, especially out in the SEC and down south and out there where the college football is all that matters for some reason. This is just going to be big in the South. Nothing really is going to change in the NIL unless the government gets involved. There should be something hopefully coming out about the NIL so that this gets under wraps. Now, when talking about LeBron James' legacy and how this affects him, him being a natural bandwagoner, being a Cowboys fan, being a Yankees fan, being a Browns fan, a Bengals fan when he needed to be, being a Browns fan when he needed to be. I assume this is going to affect the way he looks at picking his college favorite this year. He's going to go with Alabama. God bless him. Don't want him to go off track. And I do think that he will stay positive in the teams he supports with being winning teams and winning cultures. But do look, just like in the past with his teams, once that a team starts proving him wrong and everything, he will jump ship. So look for him to maybe jump to an LSU or a Miami this year. I could see Miami making a run. Who knows? Maybe a USC. He is out in LA, still with the Lakers if he's there. He may jump ship to USC and Lincoln Riley out there. Lord knows what they're doing with NIL. That's all the college talk I had. Just something different to change up these broadcasts because I usually just go right into the picks and the other news of the day. But not a lot going on in that aspect. We did have some epic NBA action last night. Let's talk about it real quick. That's tonight's game. Jesus Christ, I had it set up. The Warriors handled the Mavs yesterday, 87-112. I mean, don't get me wrong. First quarter was very tight, or tried to look very tight for most of it, but the Warriors just ran away with it. Luka's stat line, he played 35 minutes. He was 3 for 10 from the three-pointer, 6 for 18, and 5 for 8 from free throws. Not a lot of production out of him. Didn't even break a double-double, did he? And 20 points out of him. Rest of the team stat line not looking good on the bench. And then the Warriors, you're just seeing the consistent production that we've been seeing out of them lately, man. I mean, these guys are more efficient at putting the ball in the basket than a frat guy is at drinking beer. Like, Jesus Christ, this is amazing. Steph Curry, 31 minutes. 3 for 9 from 3, did not do that well. It's a good thing. I mean, if I took him 3.5 yesterday over on three-pointers, didn't hit, obviously, not the best, but 4 for 7 from 3 free throws. Just not his best stat line. Great defensive game for him. 10 defensive rebounds and 12 regular rebounds. That's solid, man. 21 points, Steph Curry being the boss that he is. Playoff steps back. It's going to be hard to root against the Warriors. Name skipped my mind for a second, but now let's move over to the ice. We'll get into the games today after this. Lightning handling the Panthers pretty easily yesterday, really looking like the defending Stanley Cup champions after last night. Panthers taking that early lead, but not holding on to it for a long time. That third quarter opened up very fast, and the Lightning just kept it moving. Over not hitting was very disappointing. That was Tuesday. Jesus Christ, I thought that was weird. There we go. I knew at least one over hit last night. That's right. Hurricanes, Rangers. I mean, this was a tight game all the way through. I knew the over wasn't going to hit in the second quarter because it wasn't going to open up in the third. Canes coming out and doing it fast in overtime, kind of when it started. Shout out to them. Oilers, Flames, Oilers. This is going to be a high-scoring series all this is going to be a high-scoring series. That's simple as that. The Flames, though, just putting up more goals, 3-3-3 across the quarters, with the Oilers scoring 4 in the second. I mean, I don't know what was happening to the goalies in the second period, but Jesus Christ, standing on their fucking heads. Standing on their fucking heads. Well, while we're here, let's go ahead and get into NHL betting first for today. Got Lightning and Panther and Blues and the Avs again, still at home for the Panthers and the Avalanche. Let's do what we love to do on this show, and that's look at the money. Where is the money talking? What's the public doing? Panthers still home favorites in this game. Look for the home teams to probably be favored in all of these games in the series. 1.5, 6.5 points. They're keeping that total where it's at. Don't blame them, really. 140, 165 on the money line. A lot of experts picking Panthers, but they did last time. And the money and the bets are on the Panthers again. They don't think they can lose twice at home. If they lose twice at home, the Lightning are sweeping this series because they're going back to Tampa, and they play extremely well at home. 57% of the money and 80%. You're seeing about a 23% differential there. I mean, that's a lot of points, a lot of money, a lot of bets. Big money, big bets, sharp money coming in on the Panthers. Let's go ahead and look at this line a little bit more in depth, see what's going on. 60-minute line, 340. Not confident that this is going to go into overtime whatsoever. Oh, wow. You're paying about 50 cents for the juice on the Panthers. That's interesting. So the difference between the 60-minute line and the regular money line is that the money line is going to include overtime. And so if this game does go to overtime, your money line bet would still be live. Whereas you go on the 60-minute line, it's just going to be for those 3 quarters. If it goes to OT, the draw would hit at the plus 340. Oh, you can't see that really. Let me scroll down a little bit. At the plus 340. So I was looking right here at the minus 127 for the Panthers on the money line to see the difference. And they're valuing the tie at about 50 cents right now. I don't. Yeah, I'm going to go Panthers on the 60-minute line here. Minus the 127. I don't think this game goes to overtime. So if you are picking a side regardless, I do recommend taking the 60-minute line just to get that juice taken down or kicked up a little bit. Like I said, please do your own research. I'm just a degenerate who loves talking into a microphone. I did go, 4-3. I went even yesterday in hockey. Yeah, so even yesterday in hockey. So check it out. Juice is interesting. Total over 6.5 at minus 115. The under at 6.5, minus 105. Trying to beg you to take the under. They think this is going to. The way they're pricing the over is they're trying to make you. If you're kind of on the fence like I am, you're looking at that minus 105 thinking, oh, fuck it, I'll just take the money. I'll take the 10-cent difference and just pray that there's no goals like last time. Playoff hockey, though, give me the over 6.5 here. I'll take that along with the Florida 60-minute line. Can't do a same-game parlay there because Caesars are a bunch of pussies, but it is what it is. With that being said, let's move on to our next game. St. Louis Blues at the Avs. Avs handling business pretty easy last game. Low scoring, though. I was on the Blues last time. Let's see where the money's at. Crazy money on the Avs here. And I can't blame them. The Avs looked really good in the first game of the series. Great defense, great offense. What's the juice on the 1.5? Minus 125 at plus 1.5 is not too shabby. They think it's gonna be a close game for sure, and that's why the juice is kind of where it's at. It's plus 105 for the minus 1.5. They think if it does stay a 1-0 game, if it does stay a 1-0 game, if it's another low-scoring game, it's going to stay tight. But even if it's a high-scoring game, you could see the 3-3, going into the end of the third period, going into OT. Total here is interesting for me. 6.5 is still the total. Juice to -130 for the over, meaning and it's not moved. It's not moved to 7. So that means not only is the sportsbook very comfortable with where that number's at and where they're priced at, but the +110, again, they're trying to sucker you into taking that under. The Blues and the Avs score a lot of goals. I think that the first games are just going to be very heavily defensive, getting a feel for the teams for the series, and then settling in and taking the shots that you need to take in order to win games. And the Blues don't want to go home and deal with that. So I'll take the over 6.5, and I'll even sprinkle a little bit on Blues money line. I'm more than anything banking on the Blues scoring just accidentally more goals than the Avalanche and praying just for a complete shootout. But if Avs win, take the 60-minute line at the -180. Don't fuck around with the -240 on that juice. That's just, I don't like that at all. But like anything, please do your own research. Like I said, I'm a degenerate who loves talking into a microphone and loves gambling on this stuff. Celtics Heat tonight for the NBA action. My microphone's being weird. There we go. Celtics handed it away. Handed it away in the last game. Yeah, they were without Al Horford and Smart. And that definitely does affect morale. It definitely does affect game planning and everything, especially when one of them is a late scratch due to COVID. And, the line is kind of reflecting that right now. Let's take a look. It opened up at 5 points since I believe it was Smart or whichever one had COVID is moved to questionable for today. Or I'm sorry, went through protocols or health and safety, whatever the hell they want to call it. So the line moved since that announcement from 5 to 3. Heat still favored at home, total being at 207. Still a low total. And then the money line juiced pretty evenly, in my opinion. A lot of people on the Heat on the spread. Let's look at the money. So you're seeing a complete split between the public bets and the smart money / big money. That's about a 20-point differential you're seeing there. People are just going to slam the Heat money line and slam the Heat spread at such a low spread and such a low money line. -152 for a team that handled business in the first game is not that, it's really not juiced that high. I was expecting it to be probably 175, 200 if we're going to be realistic. I guess with that announcement, the Celtics look like to be a more whole team. Yeah, even -160 here on Caesars, who has terrible juice, but only a 6-cent differential. That's not bad. I'm going to take over 207. I don't think... fuck. This is such a toss-up game. I really don't... I want to pick the Celtics because of what I've seen all series, but at the same time, Heat at home have been cooking. Then again, I said 2 shows ago, there is no shot that the Celtics drop 2 on the road. So give me the Celtics plus the 3 there, staying away from the total because the numbers have just been off. The numbers have been so off recently. And the NBA NBA playoffs have just been extremely unpredictable this year. Shout out to the NBA for making it exciting. And also shout out to the refs for not being as nearly big of a storyline as they were starting off this series because it was not good. Let's go ahead and do a live look-in on the PGA Championship and what the standings are looking like. Excuse me. Let me get set up. All right. As of this morning at 10:23, remember, this tournament started this morning. Rory McIlroy in first by 3 strokes, shooting -6. Can I zoom in? It's like Control Z, right? No. Z? No. Windows Z? No. Alt Z? No. Shift Z? Tab? Nope. All right. Sorry, but we're going to stick through this. He's shooting through 14 right now. couple birdies there. Way to be, guy. A lot of pars on this sheet. Looks like he's got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 more holes left to go as he stays ahead in round 1. Looking through, Tom Hodge tied for second with Zalatoris. Chris Kirk, Schauffele, Cameron Smith tied for 4th. Tiger Woods +2 right now with 4 holes remaining. I mean, tied 38. I do not know what the cut is at this time. Woods, Spieth, and McIlroy. That's a hell of a group right there. What's Bubba doing? Bubba's shooting like shit. That's what Bubba's doing. Jesus Christ. And last but not least, let me look up my boy, John Daly. Holy shit. He's only shooting +2. Tied for 38. Let's go, Daly. Looking at his pretty good scorecard here. Holy shit. He's hit some birdies. Way to be. Only a couple bogeys. Hey, John Daly shooting +2. Let's go, bud. Make the cut. Let's go, John Daly. That's awesome. Shout out. Hope he smoked at least 3 packs of cigs on the course. Wow. What a legend. What a legend. Noah and I obviously sprinkling some money on him to make the cut because it was just such stupid money. We talked about it last night on our PGA Championship live stream. Go ahead and watch that. It's still on our YouTube channel for all of our thoughts on the PGA Championship this year. Phil Mickelson for missing it and all of that. I got some time. Do we want to do some MLB? Do I like any of the matchups particularly? Because I'm more focusing on playoffs right now. We got a couple games already started. Oh, not a lot of games today at all. Looks like the latest game's a 5-10 game Rangers-Astros. Well, they don't really want to be going up against playoffs. I can't blame baseball, considering how low viewership and everything's been already. And it's going to be a Thursday, so it's a getaway day for some clubs, but some clubs are just getting there. Oh, let's talk about this real quick because it's 2 teams that I like. D-backs and the Cubs, Diamondbacks going to Chicago. Stroman on the hill for the Cubbies, Gallen on the hill for the D-backs. D-backs are 1.5. Oh, line moved, excuse me. Opened up as a 1.5 point favorite going into this game. Now moving to +1.5. Cubbies being favored in this matchup. Total at 9 points. Let's do the thing. Where's baseball? This is the other thing. We talk about this all the time. There we go. MLB. D-bags, what are they at? They're still, wow, that's interesting. Let's see where the money's at. The money must have come in on the Cubs heavy. Yep, right there. Heavy money coming in on the Cubs, despite the bets being pretty even amongst the public and the Sharps, 51% versus 49%, but still seeing about a 15% differential between the bets and the money, so a lot of heavy money on there would lead you to believe the D-backs can win. However, Zach Gallen's been pitching lights out recently. I really don't get it. +0.5. I'm going to take the -105 in the first 5 because Diamondbacks bullpen has given up too many games recently. That's probably my only pick in the MLB today. Probably the only game I'll watch, to be realistic, and not even watch. It'll be just on at my work, and I'll glance over every once in a while to check the score of the first 5. Make sure Gallen doesn't go berserk in Wrigley and lose his shit. But yeah, really quick while I have a moment, let's go ahead and check the crypto market today and see what's going on. I honestly haven't taken a look at it yet. Don't know if it's doing an Amber Heard or if we're looking up on the day. Double verification. We'll see. There we go. Boom, baby, we're in. And let's see what we got going on today in the crypto world. Woo! We're seeing some green, baby. We're seeing some green, Degens. We love to see some green. Bitcoin now trading at little over 30,000. ETH trading over a little over 2 grand. Sol trading a little over 50. USD Tether trading at 99 cents. Luna still in the shitter. ADA, Ape almost at $8 again. Shiba not looking good. Jasmine is going up significantly. Jasmine, one of those cheap altcoins I've been talking about. That appears to be a Japanese stable coin, or looking to be a stable coin. Can I get the 5-day outlook? How are we looking so far? I mean, a lot of peaks and valleys. That's what you're going to see in a lot of these type of coins. I should have sold up there. Would have made a nice little profit. Oh, well, we live and we learn. Now trading there, really still trying to look for it to trade a little bit more sideways than it is. I feel like I'm really zoomed in on this chart, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's look at something else. Shiba coin, not going to take a look. Yeah, we'll go a little bit more into the ETH chart, see what's going on there, because it looks like we got a nice little bump somewhere last night. No, we're trading, again, this is what we were talking about yesterday, trading a little bit more horizontal, which is great. It's stabilizing a little bit right at that $2,000 mark, which if it does, and can at least stabilize there in this very volatile time, that's a good sign for ETH as a long-term coin. I mean, it's already one of the staple coins, in the crypto sphere, along with Bitcoin, whose price as well looks to be trading a little bit more sideways, which you'll like to see. The volume for purchase is being a lot more than the volume sold, which is also good. I mean, hey, everything's slowly starting to look up. Let's look at Doge. I mean, Doge is even up to 8 cents. Holy shit. And yep, trading sideways. I mean, especially in these times when no one really knows what's going on in crypto or anything like that. And there's not a lot of buying going on, a lot of fear and everything. Being able to see these coins stabilize and trade sideways for, a couple days is a good sign. Good sign for things to come. Still love what we're doing in the crypto space, and it's still looking good, baby. If you are, again, not a financial advisor, don't, do your own research. I'm a degenerate who loves talking into a microphone and will always talk into a microphone. Yeah, with that being said, a lot of interesting action going on today. Going to go and throw on the PGA Championship a little bit before I head into work. And yeah, if you're not already, follow us on Twitter at Degens, myself at Brofect1, Noah at Engel Money Train. That's his new betting account. Follow him for all the locks and everything of the day. And do I have anything else on the day? No, with that being said, I've been the Brofect One, you've been the Degens, and we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.